Hello people, today is the eve of the Multiversus open beta. I, however, have been playing it in early access over the last week, and so I thought I'd try to jot down my impressions of it so far. If you saw my last video about Multiversus a while back, then you may remember I hadn't played the game at that time and was strictly giving my impressions based on what we could see of the game at the time. But now I've played an absolute ton of this game and I've got a few new thoughts, maybe one or two. I'll try to keep it as snappy as I can, but I am at heart a rambling bastard, so let's get into this. Now, naturally, when a game comes out, we are compelled to seek out the similarities and differences that it has with other games of its genre. And because of the stranglehold Smash Bros. Has on the genre it invented, we are left with no choice but to compare Multiversus to Smash. But I feel I can confidently say they are more different than they are alike, and I'm not counting the stupid obvious ways like, oh, it's not Nintendo characters, it's Warner characters, this is free to play, Smash isn't, that kind of stuff. No one cares about that right now. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual gameplay differences. Multiversus definitely embraces a chaotic and wacky gameplay approach that promotes an almost unrealistic amount of situational awareness. But whereas a lot of Smash Bros. Chaotic wackiness comes from the distinctive and diverse items constantly raining down, Multiversus instead achieves this through keywords and wildly gimmicky characters. And everything I just said in regard to both Multiversus and Smash, I meant in a good way, But yeah, Multiversus has all these keywords and status effects and complex gimmicks that can really make you go, what the fuck is happening, until you've familiarized yourself with all the characters. Characters are being bubbled and frozen and armored and charmed and jailed. They're gaining gray health, they're stealing faces, they're opening item shops, they're transforming and piloting one another. There's just a lot that characters can do, and Multiversus seems to be leaning hard into more gimmicky characters with special meters and special mechanics. I think Multiversus' biggest thing that sets it apart is the approach to movement, and more specifically, its airborne mobility. This game lets you fucking move. When you get in the air, the amount of things you can do before touching the ground is fucking nuts and comes surprisingly naturally. Every character has access to all this movement, but when you get into some of the really fast and or vertical characters, shit can get really fun. And all these airborne options obviously have an effect on recovery. The amount of stuff you can come back from is so wild. It makes for some amazing moments of coming back from the literal edge of death and also shutting people the fuck down when they try to return from the brink. You can jump over and spike an enemy who's off the platform, then have so much leftover mobility that it's nothing to get back on. It easily makes for some really fun and memorable moments, Some of the perks can even be used to add on to the already insane mobility, but obviously that's not all the perks can be used for. There's an assortment of different perks that all add different bonuses that range from being pretty inconsequential to fairly substantial. Along with the status effects and prominent gimmicks, the perks work to fill the variable void that Super Smash Bros. Items provide. And all these factors that Multiversus employs do a good job, but they also sort of walk a line between feeling like it's for competitive purposes and for the sake of fun. Because you have to realize, the design philosophy of Super Smash Bros. Is for the sake of what's fun. And the fan base, feeling like the only fun to be had is in domination, force it to be competitive as best they can. So what games like Multiversus are trying to do is give the competitive edge to a fan base that may want it, but ultimately keep their game fun for everyone. Because Smash Bros. Didn't get this popular because people were sweating and turning the items off on Final Destination. It was the opposite. That happened because the game was popular. And it was popular because it was fun. But why is it so fun to everyone? I mean, yes, it's very well polished and stuffed with popular characters, but the main thing about it is just about anybody can win. When you've got all the items on in Smash Bros. And you're on one of the chaotic stages, the way the game's supposed to be played, there are so many variables that someone who's bad at the basic functionality of their character can still win by dumb luck. And when people win, they're having fun. So the goal isn't to weed out the bad players, the goal is to make as many people as possible win. It's the philosophy of so many of Nintendo's games. Oh, you're not that good at Mario Kart? Doesn't matter. Bullet Bill, Red Shell, Mushroom, what do you know, you got lucky and won. Not so great at Mario Party minigames? Who cares? Landed on a space, got catapulted toward a star, game ends and you get 2 bonus stars for moving the least spaces and landing on the most bad luck spaces. What do you know? You won. So something like Multiversus is trying to capture the appeal of that kind of design philosophy while simultaneously appealing to the type of people who will violently pack a 10-year-old on the basketball court. That's a tall order, but I have to admit, as of right now, the gameplay seems to be walking that line fairly well. Now, if you don't know, Multiversus is geared toward the 2v2 model. There is free-for-all and 1v1, but the main focus is the 2v2 model. Personally, I played a good amount of 2v2 and free-for-all, and I found both to be really enjoyable. Some characters who feel a bit more team-oriented, like Steven Universe, did come off a little rougher to use in a free-for-all, but that could also be me not fully understanding how to properly utilize them. So make of that what you will, I guess. All in all though, I think the game is a tad more enjoyable when you're playing with a friend as a duo. Just gameplay and mechanically. I'm not really talking about the social aspects because of course it's better in a social sense. But yeah, the game's not perfect, of course. There are some balancing issues going on. You know, characters like Superman are kind of too fucking good, and Taz's spin is just all the way busted, you know, to the point that the whole character feels busted because of it. But that's just growing pains of a character-based multiplayer game. I'm sure these types of things will get sorted out, you know, hopefully. As far as monetization goes, it's obviously all cosmetic, you know. Some stuff is reasonably priced, other stuff is pretty damn expensive and overpriced. You know, you run the full gambit, I guess. It is all cosmetic, but they make sure to charge you for everything cosmetic. Oh, you want a little announcer pack? $5. Oh, you want a little banner? $5. Thinking about a ring out animation? $12. Oh, a character skin? Just hand over your wallet. I'm obviously kidding about the skin thing, but yeah, the most expensive skin will set you back about $20. For the cheapest, you're looking at $5. Well, technically there's one skin you can get with in-game non-premium coins, so you know, there you go, have a ball with the classic Iron Giant skin. But hey, what did we expect, man? You know, the game is free. They have to make their money somehow. There's a little blacked out shopping cart over on the left of the main lobby, so I don't know if a more expansive store is on its way. There are a lot of skins we've already seen in previous videos that they've shown off that aren't out yet, so I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll come out tomorrow with the full open beta, who knows. But yes, everything considered, I think this is a good and really fun game. I can't wait to see where it goes. It appears to garner enough interest to have some staying power, and I hope that is truly the case. We're even getting a new character with the beta release tomorrow, that character being LeBron James, the real life existing man who plays basketball. Yes, he will be available to play in Multiversus, so yeah. You know, if you weren't in the playtest, if you weren't in early access, the open beta is free and available to all starting tomorrow, July 26th. It's one of those indefinite betas where it's basically the launch of the game, but they call it a beta so you don't criticize them too much. But whatever, I urge you to go ahead and, you know, give the game a try. I think you might be pleased. And, you know, maybe I'll do a follow-up video later into the beta, you know, if it seems like I have more thoughts and more to say. But yeah, that's it for me. Until next time. I am Waifu Belector. I am just a normal guy. I like hentai and I want Monster vs. Godzilla in Multiversus. Goodbye.